Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS producer Sydney Bowles, BNEWS reporters John Vias, Ted Stefanak, Robert Paris, and Elizabeth Fuller, Marge Yepman with the senior news, Anthony Matos with sports, and Peter Brown with the weather. Thank you for joining us. A group of government officials, town employees, attorneys, and contractors met this week. On the agenda, finding ways for Burlington to comply with the MBTA Communities Law that passed in 2021. In another effort by the state to force high-density housing on the suburban communities, the law requires towns to create 50 acres of zoning where, by right, developers can build medium-dense multifamily housing, at least 15 units per acre. To be clear, Burlington doesn't have to create that housing. We just have to create areas where developers could and would build housing if they wanted to. The working group was looking into where to put those units. On the table, the Beacon Village and Lord Barron apartment complexes. This would be the easiest option to get through town meeting, some think, meeting attendees said. But it would make it easier for developers to knock down some of Burlington's most affordable housing and build newer, more expensive units. Other options, creating mixed-use developments in areas of Mall Road, like the Staples Plaza or the Macy's Plaza. The goal would be live-work spaces like 3rd Ave or Assembly Row in Somerville. These areas would also have to contend with floodplains and might be harder to get through town meeting. Planning board and other meeting attendees, including town meeting members, developers, and attorneys, strategized on ways to mix and match parcels to meet the 50-acre requirement. No conclusions were reached, but the planning board hopes to pass the language for the new overlay district at May's town meeting. It'll be interesting to see what developers benefit from the state's largesse. The Board of Health is gearing up to share some information with the community. The meeting is about a grant the board received last year to study contamination along Cambridge Street near the Papagino's and D'Angelo's restaurant. The board has known about the contamination for several years, and at least some of it is believed to have come from a dry cleaners and from manufacturing operations, as well as a gas station that formerly occupied the sites. The contamination is not to be believed to be at a level that is harmful to human health. The board has been working with contractors to study this issue and is ready to share their findings. The meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, February 21st at Grandview Farm. Burlington's new live music venue held its grand opening this week. Goodnight Johnny's is promising American comfort food, drinks, live music, and Sunday brunch right in the center of town. And BNews reporter Ted Stefanak takes us there.
Burlington has a lot of great restaurants, and now it has a hot spot.
One Friday night, I'm sitting at home with my wife, and I said, wouldn't it be nice to go out and have a nice dinner and listen to some live music, maybe do a little dancing? And we both agreed that that would be great. So we looked around here, and there was no place to do that. So we looked around the general area, and my wife saw this spot. We came back, we looked at it, we negotiated a lease, and this is how Goodnight Johnny's got started. My strategy is very simple. Great food, great service, value. There's nothing on our menu that costs more than $30.
American comfort food. So we are doing our best to make sure that we're providing the guests here with craveable, delicious, I don't want to say no frills, but definitely very straightforward menu. We were lucky enough to recruit and retain a chef named Mike Ravelise, formerly of Stir in Westford, a small location. He wanted to get a little bit of a bigger kitchen and stretch his legs a little bit. He's developed a menu that I think puts some nice innovative spins on American traditional comfort food, while also delivering on our promise of great quality and great value for our guests. In the dining piece, we have an amazing bar program developed by our bar manager and beverage director, Frank Gertali, that will kind of meet those same needs for the guests as well as they enjoy best-in-class entertainment and nightlife here in Brooklyn.
So we're not just a restaurant, we're going to be hosting events here also. We've got a private dining area that seats 75 people. And so you can have a family event here, you can have a business meeting here. If I could address the residents of Burlington, we want this to be your local establishment. Bring your family here. You'll have a great family experience. We've really done a very good job in outfitting this restaurant. It's comfortable, it's cozy. Goodnight Johnny's is going to be a place where everybody knows your name. So come on, let us learn your name and let us serve you as a community restaurant. Great food, great service, good value, live music. That's what's going to differentiate Goodnight Johnny's from everybody else in Burlington.
So be sure to check out Burlington's latest family fare. For Goodnight Johnny's, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak.
Town Administrator Paul Sagarino was in BCAT studio this week for his monthly interview, and he talked about Goodnight Johnny's. Here he is.
We're really excited. Everybody that we talk to is really excited. I think, Burlington's really missing that local kind of place for Burlington residents to hang out at. We have every restaurant under the sun, high-end, beautiful restaurants in town, and we're, clearly we're a destination for restaurants. But I think that, over the years we've heard about a desire to have a place right in the town center, something where people could bring their children to that was affordable and fun, and I think this place hits the mark.
You can watch the rest of the interview on our website at bcattv.org. As the new year gets in full swing, the committees overseeing the Fox Hill and the high school building projects are picking back up and getting moving. Notably, the high school has been interviewing design firms. Fox Hill has been working with the state to get approval on its plan to rebuild, and BPS Superintendent Eric Conti says the state's approval is a sign that Burlington is on the right track.
The building ultimately has to support the program that we offer, and so that's really, I would say, my involvement initially in any expertise that I have. I don't know buildings, I don't know design, but the programs we have worked long and hard on developing. So the feedback that we got from the MSBA that they thought we offered high quality programs in our community, again, they build schools all over the Commonwealth, so that they complemented our program and that they supported the space needs that we were requesting that reflect those programs, I think was sort of an indirect compliment, I think I would say. So that was positive feedback that we received.
Burlington Parks and Recreation is gearing up to remodel Wildmere Playground for a new generation of Burlington families. John Vias has this story.
The folks at Burlington Parks and Recreation are always finding new ways to update their family facilities in town. Their next big landscaping expedition, a remodeled Wildmere Playground, located on Wildmere Avenue.
So the playground project came about 2 years ago, looking at all of our playgrounds, which average 20 years old, looking at which ones really are the oldest and need to be updated, and we looked at Wildmere Playground. The area is quite large for a playground, but the equipment is kind of scattered around the playground. We are looking to update the playground with equipment for 3 to 5 year olds as well as 5 to 12 year olds that better fits the neighborhood demographics.
Not just replacing the old equipment, but new additions will also be making their way to the playground as well.
We also want to improve the surface. Right now it is a certified playground fiber surface, but we're trying to upgrade it and make it more accessible and do a poured-in-place surface as well. And we're looking to add components that are similar to what's here. We have a couple new swing bays coming in, the saddle seats as well as toddler seats, and we'll have a buddy seat. So it's like a toddler and a parent can swing together facing each other. And then the component in the middle of the park, the feature component, will have some climbing net on it, a climbing wall, slide, and some other climbing pieces. That's what's popular in play these days.
Playground equipment can show its age over time, and with new families moving into town, it's never a better time to start fresh for a new generation.
We learned at January town meeting that playgrounds add vitality and economic prosperity to neighborhoods, so that's just another benefit of having a new playground.
If approved at May town meeting, Parks and Recreation Director Brendan Egan hopes to begin the demolition process in early July 2024. Stay tuned to BNews as we continue to follow the progress. From Wildmere Playground, this is John Vias for BNews.
Careers in technology are a big opportunity for today's students, and Burlington High School has got a front row seat recently to hear about somebody who's lived it. Sydney Bowles has this report.
Have you ever tried to break off a branch from a tree when it's springtime and everything's green? Any of you tried to do that? It's much harder because it's bending, it's malleable, right? And that's kind of how you have to adapt with life. Things that are growing are going to be able to bend and is going to be able to adapt and change.
Harris Williams of Lynn, Massachusetts played football for Boston College. He created an app that was featured on ESPN.
We simulate the X's and O's you find in a standard football playbook on a desktop or mobile device. We enable athletes to practice in a safe virtual environment by giving them complete control of their figure while everything else moves around them.
Now he teaches computer science at Bunker Hill Community College, and he's helped Burlington High School develop a data science curriculum.
Harris worked really closely with Mr. Fattel, our computer science teacher, to really align the curriculum, and we had kids try the course last year. It was a pilot, and the kids have said that knowing about data has actually helped them in all of their courses, which was really cool to hear.
In a presentation recently, Williams explained what he's learned from a career in coding.
The biggest disaster that you can ever take is taking your first class, because you're literally been taught throughout your life not to think the way a computer thinks. You're kind of just taking life as it comes and just not logically thinking through scenarios, and then you now have to change the way you're thinking. And that is so very difficult for most individuals.
I asked him what he hopes the students took from his story.
Be able to understand that life is a journey, and that recognizing that living life is through the journey of life, not the destination.
From the Fogelberg Auditorium, I'm Sydney Bowles.
When kids are sick or sad, there's nothing like a stuffed animal to cheer them up. Some local activists are hoping to make sure no child goes without that special comfort. Here's volunteer reporter Elizabeth Fuller.
Looking to smash last year's record, the 4th annual HELPIS Teddy Bear Drive is running now through February 10th.
All the teddy bears go to HELPIS. HELPIS helps us distribute them to kids in cancer wards, to kids in shelters, and to local kids in Burlington or local towns that are facing hardships at home. The goal that we set for this year is 1,100 teddy bears. Last year we collected 1,059 teddy bears, so we always need to up the game and break the record from last year.
For Lori, holding a teddy bear has special meaning.
This teddy bear drive is so important to me and HELPIS and my business partner Sandy Saya, because a teddy bear really presents that little thing that's just yours. Imagine a little kid in a cancer ward who's afraid or who's going from home to home in the foster care system. It really gives them that sense of hope, that sense of comfort, and it reminds them that people in the world are thinking about them.
There are several ways you can donate.
So you can drop off your bears at our office, which is the Caldwell Banker Realty office. It's at 202 Cambridge Street. We're right in the center of town. We're usually here from 9 to 5, but we also have the Little House of Kindness, which is a wooden house that sits out right in front of our office. So you can drop a bear to the Little House of Kindness 24 hours a day. I have a Venmo account, so if it's easier for people just to Venmo me money, they can do that at Lori Glantz. We also have a Give Butter link, and Give Butter is the main way that people do donations to HELPIS. You can drop a check by the office. There are many ways that you can donate.
Anyone is welcome to donate a stuffed teddy bear or animal, but there is one requirement.
We ask that they be new, just because they are going to kids in cancer wards, the doctors that HELPIS will deliver the bears to, ask that they be new. Just sitting on a shelf, it really can change a child's life, and it really spreads kindness, and that's what HELPIS' mission is all about, spreading kindness and, reminding people that their very small gesture can impact someone so greatly who needs that reminder that they're loved.
You can shop for teddy bears locally or online. The Teddy Bear Drive is now through February 10th. For BNEWS, I'm Elizabeth Fuller.
And for kids who are a bit older, another group of locals is making sure high schoolers get their special day. From now through March 22nd, Burlington residents can donate prom dresses to students who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford them. Donations will be professionally cleaned and displayed at an invite-only event for qualifying students. Drop off your donations at True North Coffee, Elite Realty Experts, or Demore Law. And there's even one more way to support the local community coming up. Tony C's is hosting a breakfast on February 10th to benefit the adopted class of 2031. It's a character breakfast with seatings at 8 a.m. and 9:30. Get your tickets at bcsfboxoffice.org. We can put that up on the bulletin board for you later. It's that time of year again. North Shore Magazine is running its Reader's Choice Best of the North Shore competition, and businesses can self-nominate to be on the list. It's a valuable opportunity to be seen by thousands of people who vote each year. Apparently, you can also vote for yourself, too. Last year, 2 Burlington businesses won the Editor's Choice nominations, Made in Burlington in the Handmade Gifts category and Common Craft in the Afterworks Drinks category. The healthcare providers at Leahy Hospital and Medical Center got a nod recently from Boston Magazine. More than 100 Leahy doctors won the magazine's Top Doctors Guide, including specialists in everything from allergy and immunology to infectious disease and pain medicine. Congratulations to all. Marge Yetman is the director of the Burlington Council on Aging, as we all know, and every month she stops by to tell us what's going on at the Senior Center. This month there's a hard pan artist and Chinese calligraphy but Marge also had important information for seniors who may need help. Seniors below a certain income threshold may qualify for help with groceries and with heating bills. The numbers vary depending on the size of your household. Marge says staff at the Senior Center can help you figure out if you qualify. Here she is.
If you have any question, because sometimes they can deduct a little bit, talk to one of this, either Shayla Farron or Andrea Cross, and they can help you figure out if you qualify or not.
Now let's turn to Anthony Matos for the latest in Red Devil sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Matos in this weekly sports report. Freshman swimmer Shea Woodbury qualified for the North Sectionals and State Championships after breaking his own BHS school record with the 100-meter backstroke with a new time of 59.64. He will be competing at the Sectionals tournament on the weekend of February 10th through 11th at the Worcester Polytechnic Institute. The state tournament will kick off on February 17th at MIT. We wish Shea the best of luck. The swim team finished with an 0-7 record after a 52-37 loss to Arlington Watertown on Josh 25th. Josh Serrato was the only team that will not be returning. Burlington competed at the Middlesex League meet at Bentley University on January 31st, where the place winners from the meet were Tommy Cullen in the 200 freestyle at 250, the 100-meter freestyle Aaron Fitzgerald at 108. Congrats to everyone who competed. You can check out more of the results at their X handle at Burlington Swim. Lady Devils Gymnastics are now 5-0 after a 139-133 win in Wilmington on January 29th. Burlington will return home for a meet with Stoneham Arlington on February 1st. The boys JV track team competed at the championship meet on January 25th at the track at New Balance in Boston. 37 Red Devil athletes set personal records. 2 athletes came in first place. Sophomore Maddie Conti in the 55-meter hurdles at 8.98, and freshman Perkins Augustin with 38 feet 5 inches in shot put. As for the girls team, Olivia Floyd competed in the long jump finals and had a personal record at 14 feet 4 inches. An individual meet for the boys track took place at the MSTCA last weekend. The 4x800 relay team, Junior Rohan Duda, Senior Dylan Giles, Junior Krish Almeida, and Senior Colin Irwin placed second with a time of 8:18.16. Now both teams are preparing for the Middlesex League meet, slated for February 5th in Boston. Girls basketball is now 1-13 after a 50-37 loss to Stoneham on the 26th and a 59-21 loss to Watertown on the 30th. It will be senior night for the girls when they host Melrose on the 2nd. Boys basketball hosted Stoneham on January 26th. From where we go to BNEWS Sports reporter Robert Paris for more.
It was a packed gym for boys varsity basketball as they held their senior night for their 5 seniors: Cedric Rodriguez, Don Teguia, Jaden Brem, James Ellis, and Jack Joyce. After the pregame festivities, the tip-off was underway. In the first quarter, the visiting Stoneham Spartans took the first lead of the evening with 17 points. The Devils had 14.
Wide open man for 3. Cash money! Don't
The momentum shifted towards Burlington as he added another 14 more points, while Stoneham had 3. Red Devils took the lead in the second, 28-20, going into the break. Devs kept it going in the third with another 18 points, while the Spartans added 8, 46-28, Burlington. Both teams finished it off with 14 points each. Burlington fans went home happy after a 60-44 win over their Middlesex League rival on senior night.
There will be a big game in the second with Melrose, who are currently 9-5. The Red Hot girls ice hockey team cruised past the Woburn Tanners in shutout fashion 6-0 on January 27th. They are now improving their record to 11-1-1 after a 3-0 win over Winchester on the 31st. Boys hockey lost to Woburn in a close match of 3-2, bringing their record to 6-6-2. They too won against Winchester 2-1 on the 31st and upped their record to 7-6-2. Both teams will play in Stoneham on Saturday. Red Devil Wrestling lost to Wakefield Memorial 60-6 on January 24th. Their record stands at 1-13 for the season after a 36-15 loss to Keefe Technical on January 31st. Burlington will have a tri-meet with Northeast Vocational and Bishop Fenwick on Saturday. For more Red Devil action, go to bcattv.org/sports and check out our Twitter page at BNEWS Sports. That's all for now. I'm Anthony Matos. Back to you guys in the studio.
Some sun and some wind coming up this week, but no snow. Let's check in with Peter Brown with the weather and stay tuned for your community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Well, hello everyone. This is Peter Brown with the look at your weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading into the first full week of February. I know it's hard to believe that we are that far into winter. So as we start our period on Friday, we should be seeing temperatures at this time of the year in the mid-30s. That's pretty much where we're going to be. We're going to be seeing a chance of some light flurry and sprinkle action out there. So nothing crazy, no big storms, no big rainstorms or snowstorms like we saw this past January. As we round up the period getting in towards next Thursday, again, temperatures should start to be creeping up now as we get into the latter portions of the first week of February into the upper 30s, and we're probably going to average out a little bit warmer than that, probably be in the low 40s by the time we get to the end of the period. And of course, you'll notice that our sunsets this Friday is the last time that the sun sets before 5 p.m. until October, so that is a sure sign that winter is hopefully on its way out of here. Looking at our temperature map, they're calling for us to have a fairly high chance of above average temperatures. Now, from the models that I've looked at right now, that doesn't really look very likely. It looks like we're going to have much more average temperatures, nothing, hitting the temperatures out of the ballpark, no 50s or anything like that. So just that normal chilly feel to the beginning of February. And looking at our precipitation chances, though, they're expecting us here, especially in eastern New England, to have a very high chance of below average precipitation. So we know as we get into February, that can oftentimes be our stormiest month of the season. And it looks like we're going to be pretty dry, which is the weekend and all the way through to the end of next work week. We're going to have some pretty big storms that are going to be stalled out over the western and central Atlantic. And that's going to kind of bottle up all of the weather coming towards New England, meaning it's going to pretty much shift any storms that are trying to come towards New England to our south and then out to sea under those two big blocking storms. So it's going to keep the sun out. Going to be chilly, though, as we're going to see a northeasterly and easterly wind coming in off the ocean each day. So we're going to see if that maybe brings in a little bit of cloud cover on Tuesday as one of those stalled storms gets a little bit closer to us. But temperatures, pretty average for this time of the year in the low to mid-30s, and thereby, by the time we get to Thursday, again, hopefully those temperatures start to warm up as some of those blocked storms start to move away from the area, and temperatures hopefully getting up into the low 40s. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
Hi, I'm Amy Poehler, and you're watching BCAT. Go Red Devils!
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your Community Calendar. On February 9th from 6 to 8 p.m., the Made in Burlington store will be having Paris in Moonlight Paint Party. For more information and to register, go to their website. Also on February 9th, the Concord Players present the Brighton Beach Memoirs. Play is a coming-of-age comedy focused on the main character of Eugene Morris Jerome, a Jewish teenager from a Polish immigrant family. For more information and tickets, go to the following website. On February 25th, from 2 to 5 p.m., People Helping People will be having the 11th annual wine tasting and charity auction at the Cafe Escadrille. It'll be $75 per person, and you can purchase tickets at the Escadrille, Spencer Cleaners, A Whole Bunch of Flowers, or from Janet Sullivan Fitzgerald. For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your Community Calendar.
As we do every week, we're finishing up with a photo sent in by a member of the community. Linda McNamee sent in this picture of a light dusting of snow that left a very interesting pattern in a neighbor's yard. Thanks for sending that in, Linda. We're always accepting photos of the week submissions. They can be of your pets, your morning walks, sights and sounds around town, or journeys beyond Burlington. It's a great way to share your views with the world. Email your photo to us at bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. And if that's not enough, every year we put all those photos together and the community votes on their favorite, and we have a winner for 2023. Prolific photographer Mary Leach took this photo at Mill Pond Reservoir. Well deserved. Mary will receive a framed copy of her photo at the BCAT's annual meeting and award show later this week. That could be you, so be sure to send in those photos. That's our program for the week. Thank you for watching. I'm Phil Gallagher, and we'll see you next week.